This is ABC 7 News at 6.
The investigation into the catastrophic fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont continued today with multiple agencies on the ground. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Investigators from the State Fire Marshal's Office and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were on the ground in Searsmont, focusing heavily on documenting the scene, preserving evidence, mapping, and witness interviews. They said high winds today posed some challenges, and one ATF investigator actually sustained a minor injury related to the difficult conditions at the scene. The Department of Public Safety says they are working closely with Robbins Lumber administration, and Robbins Lumber has been fully cooperative with their investigation. Well, the Fire Marshal's Office is also continuing to monitor those injured in the incident. We're learning more tonight about Northport and Belmont volunteer firefighter Catherine Page, who sustained severe burns in the explosion. Our Grace Blanchard shares more.
Like many first responders, Lieutenant Catherine Page of the Northport Fire Department stepped onto the scene at Robbins Lumber on Friday, ready to help. The volunteer firefighter was among many injured following the explosion.
Catherine's an awesome firefighter. She's the type that does anything that needs to be done.
We're told by her husband, firefighter Paul Page, that she was transported to Maine Medical Center in Portland, where she is on a breathing tube and expected to need several surgeries and skin grafts.
She recognized that we were there, actually kind of gave us a little bit of a wave, even though she couldn't speak. So it was that kind of, lifted me up a little bit. 5
patients from the Searsmont incident are currently being treated at Maine Medical Center. According to the latest update from Maine Health, 2 patients have been treated and discharged, and 1 has been treated and transferred to another facility.
Never had anything like this, certainly on my department, and it's very rare, even in Waldo County, to have injuries that horrific.
Firefighting is a family affair for the Pages, according to Chief Rooney. Catherine, Paul, and their daughter all volunteer for Belmont and Northport, and just last year, Catherine was named Firefighter of the Year.
These are people who have full-time jobs, they have lives with their family, all the ordinary things, except when somebody needs help, they drop what they're doing and they go, no questions asked.
More than $10,000 has already been raised to help support firefighter Page through what is expected to be a long road to recovery.
We always say firefighting is a brotherhood, and it times like this you really see that.
A link to a GoFundMe can be found on our website. In Northport, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Earlier today, Robbins Lumber posted a message on their website expressing gratitude for the support and kindness they've received since the fire and explosion on Friday. That message says, quote, "Our hearts are with the family of the firefighter who lost his life in service to our community and with the firefighters who remain hospitalized as they recover from their injuries. We are profoundly thankful for the courage, professionalism, and sacrifice shown by the first responders who answered the call that day," end quote. For the first time, they shared that 2 of the owners, Jim Robbins and Alden Robbins, and family member Lily Robbins, are at Massachusetts General Hospital's burn center receiving care. They say they have a long road to recovery ahead, but, quote, "they are in the very best hands, and we look forward to their return." The statement goes on to say, quote, "We have also received many requests from those wishing to establish fundraising efforts for our family, and while we are deeply touched by this generosity, we respectfully ask that any contributions instead be directed to your local fire department or to the Shriners in honor of the firefighters and families impacted by this tragedy," end quote. They say while this is an unimaginable tragedy, their commitment to their people, their customers, their future remain unwavering, and they are fully committed to rebuilding and moving forward together. Well, officials from the town of Searsmont have shared that the town will be establishing an official relief fund in the coming days to support individuals and families affected by the Robbins Lumber fire. Officials are also warning people that many unofficial fundraisers have already begun circulating online. The town shared in a social media post that they are encouraging everyone to be vigilant and to double-check the source of any fundraiser before contributing. Once the official town relief fund is fully set up, official donation instructions will appear on the town's Facebook page and website. Meanwhile, Hammond Lumber has also announced a $100,000 donation to the Main Strong Memorial Foundation, which was originally set up to support families of the Lewiston mass shooting. According to the nonprofit's Facebook page, they are in contact with Searsmont town officials and are shifting their focus right now to focus on helping those affected by the tragic fire Friday. And the impact of the Robbins lumber fire is being felt far beyond the mill itself. Several surrounding volunteer fire departments that responded suffered major losses of their own. Our Alex Schley tells us how communities are now coming together to support those who rushed in to help.
Because they're there on our absolute worst days, and now they've had a horrendous day, and we need to be there for them.
In the days since the fatal fire at Robbins Lumber, officials say support has poured in from across Maine and beyond.
The community has been absolutely amazing. We've had fire departments reach out from out of state, across our state, offer to help, offer just donations and whatever we need.
Volunteer departments in Belmont, Searsmont, and Appleton not only saw firefighters injured in the response, but also lost critical equipment.
The fire truck is detrimental to some of these departments. That's their life. They keep these trucks for 30 years. All the equipment on them, that's thousands of dollars of replacement.
For small towns with limited resources, the loss of one of their few fire trucks can be devastating. As they begin to rebuild, officials say community members have stepped up in an unprecedented way.
Since the entire incident, we've had dozens of people come in here, drop off donations.
Among them is former volunteer firefighter and Mossflower Cottage bakery owner, Whitney Brown.
So my immediate thought was, what am I doing right now that I could do to help? Baking. I'm going to offer this. We're going to do the best we can to sell as much as we can, and we're going to give all the money back to the firefighters that need it.
Brown raised $600, part of which came out of her own pocket. Monday, she delivered $100 in freshly baked cookies to 6 of the departments most immediately affected by the fire.
There's a ripple effect, and I think it's really important to just remember, like, this is community, and this is what community does, is we pull together to help each other in whatever way we can.
In Waldo County, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news tonight, a federal lawsuit is alleging systemic civil rights violations at the Maine Youth Center. The lawsuit alleges that dozens of staff members at the Maine Department of Corrections allegedly physically assaulted, sexually assaulted, and isolated children at the state-run juvenile detention center, now known as the Long Creek Youth Development Center. The alleged assaults and abuse happened in the 1990s. According to the complaint, some of the children were as young as 11 years old. The complaint further alleges that children who tried to speak out and report the alleged abuse were frequently retaliated against. The department says they cannot comment on pending litigation, but they did issue a statement that says, quote, "Today, Long Creek Youth Development Center houses 26 detained youth awaiting adjudication and 20 youth committed to the custody of the department by a judge after being adjudicated as having committed a juvenile crime." Long Creek's committed staff and volunteers strive to help youth succeed by offering secondary and post-secondary education, substance use disorder treatment, workforce development, enrichment opportunities, and comprehensive medical and mental health services for all residents, end quote. On Friday, authorities recovered the body of 20-year-old Grayson Moat of Ellsworth from Graham Lake after an intense search effort. In response to the tragic death, the Ellsworth community is stepping up to offer support for the Moat family. On Wednesday, Helen's Restaurant in Ellsworth will host a benefit spaghetti dinner. The owner of Helen's Restaurant shared that she has known the family for decades, and she says this is a profound loss that resonates throughout the entire community. All the money raised will go to the Moat family to help with funeral arrangements or other expenses.
It's something to us that family just should not have to think about, and we're all happy to help and donate so that's one less thing that they have to worry about.
There will also be a silent auction, and more information can be found on the Helen's Restaurant of Ellsworth Facebook page. Now, the dinner will be held from 4:30 to 6:30 on Wednesday. And let's pause now, folks, for a first look at our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Old Town Redemption now offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. Let's talk weather out there, and we are in for some more heat for tomorrow and also Wednesday. High temperatures back up in the 80s around here. In fact, near record high temperatures for tomorrow and Wednesday, and also some near record high low temperatures across the region. Again, not tonight, but tomorrow night, we could have some low temperatures down near 70. Out there for us today, though, some cooler air, right? 64 or so here in the Bangor area, 65 Millinocket, we'll take it. But again, a south wind is kicked in and warmer, more humid air is on the way. The south wind gusting near 25 out there currently, sustained around 10 tonight. This will, though, come down tonight. A couple of sprinkles across the area today, not a big deal. It's a warm front in the area. That's getting out of here. Behind it, though, this will likely bring us some thunderstorms tomorrow, and then relief is behind that across the Dakotas right now. A cold front comes through later on Wednesday. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is increasing clouds with low temperatures down near 50. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Jeff. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll have more of your local news.
What does Graham Plattner think of rural Mainers? He calls them stupid and racist. And Plattner called some Maine lobstermen drug-addicted pieces of shit. That's the real Graham Plattner. Pine Tree Results Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Do you take propane tank?
Anything goes.
How about cardboard?
Anything goes.
How about old rug?
Yeah, anything goes.
So this too?
Furniture removal, basements, garages, attics, hoarder houses. It doesn't matter here at Anything Goes Junk Removal. Anything goes. Well, almost anything.
Over 250 years ago, we didn't like the taxes, so we dumped the tea. Today, that same unstoppable spirit drives Ram. Now with the Ram Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our allegiance to the American people. 0% financing for 60 months on select 2026 models, or we'll cover your sales tax, plus no monthly payments for 90 days, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Because a promise means nothing unless you back it up. Nothing stops America. Nothing stops Ram.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $7,000.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
In Maine, we're proud that our elections are free, safe, and secure. Maine uses paper ballots, the gold standard in election security.
Absentee ballots are tracked from the moment your local town clerk mails it to you.
And then they match it to your information when you return it.
And the tabulators used to count all ballots?
They can't be hacked.
Because they are never connected to the internet.
Mainers are known for making their voices heard.
Make sure your voice is heard on June 9th.
Brought to you by this station, the Maine Association of Broadcasters, and the Office of the Secretary of State.
Graham Plattner blames Maine's women for getting raped because he says they get up drunk. And Plattner bragged about having a Nazi tattoo on his chest. That's the real Graham Plattner. Pine Tree Results Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. As Maine's primary elections approach quickly, we want to give our viewers a deeper look at the candidates they'll be potentially voting for. Today, we hear from Republican candidate Robert Wessels.
Thank you for this opportunity. So I am a businessman in South Paris, Maine. I have my MBA and I've been in retail management for the last 20 plus years. I'm a father of three, a husband. My wife and I have been married for the last 25 years. Again, most of that, 20 of those years have been in South Paris. And ultimately, I am fed up with the direction that Maine is going, and that's why I've decided to run. I was smart enough to know that I don't have name recognition outside of Oxford Hills or a ton of money, and so I actually launched back in July of 2023, and I have been touring the state for the last almost 3 years, meeting tens of thousands of Mainers and having just amazing conversations all over the state. I'm actually here in Dover Foxcroft doing the same thing today, going door to door on this nice gloomy day, and just getting to know Mainers, getting to know what's important to them, and talking about the issues. So many of those issues are again, what's critical to me. Education comes up often, and that is, we're failing our kids, and so we need to turn our schools around. So they're our future. The other things that come up really often, about probably 80% of the time, we talk about personal economics, your energy costs, your property tax costs, your cost of living, cost of housing for our young people. I have 3 kids, 17, 19, and 21. And so believe me, the cost of housing and keeping jobs in the state are really important to me. One of the pieces, being a businessman, we need to make Maine business friendly again. Right now we're chasing businesses out of the state. And when you chase businesses out of the state, families leave the state for those jobs. And so we have to bring them back in. We have to make Maine business friendly again. We need to reduce the size of our government. There's way too much bureaucracy, which is causing really high taxes. And so we have to address all of these issues. It's not just pick and choose, it's not just one. They're all combined. And so we have to address all of these. And I'm the one to do it because I bring a fresh perspective. I'm an outsider, I'm not a political elite, and I'm able to make those changes that really need to be made, that are critical to moving Maine forward in a different direction than we're currently going.
And again, that was Republican gubernatorial candidate Robert Wessels. Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. In sports, the Maine Mariners face Game 7 tonight. That story is after the break.
You're getting ripped off. Criminals overbill Maine Care. They even charge for fake services, and Janet Mills let it happen. I'm Jonathan Bush. I've built systems that stopped fraud and abuse and saved customers millions. As governor, I'll audit every program and reduce that waste and fraud. Politicians and lobbyists don't have what it takes to clean up this corruption, but I do. I'm Jonathan Bush. Let's shake up Augusta.
What is third-hand smoke? Unlike second-hand smoke you can see, third-hand smoke is invisible toxic residue left behind by smoking and vaping. It sticks to surfaces in your home and car, kids' toys, floors and carpets, furniture, clothing, pet toys, even car seats. It stays long after smoking and vaping stops, and these toxic chemicals can put the health of children, pets, and others at risk. Protect your loved ones from third-hand smoke. Visit MaineQuitLink.com to learn the risks.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? Nice splash! The scavenger hunt starts now! The call was coming from inside the Tacoma!
Now, from the longest-lasting brand, you could save up to $5,900 with 2.99 for 72 on most 2026 Tundra models. Plus, get $1,000 bonus financing cash.
Your summer starts here!
Toyota, let's go places.
My grandmother was a nurse, and I really enjoy caring for people. Once I found out about the community college and what they offer, I felt that that was a sign. I'm able to become an RN in 2 years and receive a great education, a very hands-on education. Now that I am a nurse, I cannot picture myself doing anything else. I mean, the opportunities are endless. The world is your oyster as a nurse.
Maine Mariners season has come down to another Game 7. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. The Mariners and Wheeling Nailers will play for the North Division Championship later tonight in West Virginia, with the winner advancing to play Florida in the conference finals. The Nailers fighting off elimination Saturday night with a gut-wrenching 2-1 win in overtime. The Nailers scoring a power play goal midway through OT. Mariners head coach Rick Kowalski talked earlier today about the team's mindset heading into another Game 7, only this time on the road.
Two really good hockey teams again.
You know, they're a different team, a good team in this building, and you know, we've had 2 games here go to overtime, so it's really such a tight matchup, and it's gone back and forth, and you know, it doesn't surprise me that we're at this point again.
The USM baseball team advancing to the regional championship game against Rowan University on Monday afternoon after former Foxcroft Academy standout Hayden Schrout gave them a great outing on Sunday. The Huskies need 2 wins over the undefeated Profs in order to advance. Rowan up 1-0 in the second. Mason Dorsey with the RBI single to center, scoring Brett Chessier. The Profs getting 4 in the frame to take the early lead. Huskies down 6-5 in the 7th. Kyle Doohan with a tremendous home run to deep right. Huskies pull it to within a run. But in the bottom of the 7th, with the bases loaded, Braden Davis hits a grand slam to dead center, giving the Profs a massive 12-5 lead. That is quite the shot there at Ed Flaherty Field. Top 8 Huskies get one back as Evan Bashingle crushes a solo shot to deep left. They would come close, but unfortunately they would fall, losing 13-8. Rowan advancing to the Super Regionals, while the Huskies finish an amazing season with a 32-12 record, but come up just short of a Super Regional berth. We'll head to Hamden Academy now, where the Broncos hosted the Camden Hills Windjammers on Monday afternoon, not Wednesday. Windjammers looking to pick up a road win on the turf. I wish it was Wednesday. We pick it up in the first, although 4-0 Broncos already, and Hamden Academy looking to do more damage. This beautiful hit makes it 5-0. They make it 6-0 on a pass ball before the inning's end, and the inning would also end here as the Windjammers get the out on the the drop strike 3, 6-0 Broncos after 1. Bottom of the frame, Windjammers found their footing on defense first. It was this catch in foul territory. Then it's this web gem. How about the diving pick and then the throw from the knees to get the out? That is an incredible play from Camden Hills, but it was a dominant day in the circle from Hamden. The strikeout would end the top of the 3rd. We do not have a final from this one just yet. We'll get it for you in the 10 and 11. We'll also hopefully get names for you in that highlight. Sorry about that, folks. The online roster did not have numbers associated with the names. I'll work to do everything I can to get you names in the 10 and 11. But for now, here's your full 5-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers. Ride smart. And we're talking about some heat out there for tomorrow, also for us on Wednesday. But that cold front comes through later on Wednesday night into Thursday. Much cooler temperatures for Thursday. But we could have some near record high temperatures for tomorrow and Wednesday, and also some near record high low temperatures across the region too. For right now, though, this air is very stagnant across the region. There's an air quality advisory out there through Tuesday at 10 o'clock or so, as this air is just not moving much across our region. Likely going to get worse before it gets better around here. All right, so low temperatures this morning hit 45 or so, 46. We'll take it. But again, tomorrow evening, not tonight, there could be some low temperatures down near 70s. So again, like August type heat is on the way for us for a couple of days around here. Today, though, very comfortable, mid 60s across the area. Actually a bit below average today, but tomorrow not so much. Much warmer temperatures are on the way. The wind out there now, northwest today, out of the southwest too, likely out of the south all night tonight. It's becoming more humid out there, also windier for tonight before the wind does die down for tomorrow. In fact, the air is kind of stagnant out there for tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. There could be a few gusts to the west of our area tomorrow afternoon, around 25 miles per hour. The rest of us, though, probably around 10 miles per hour for tomorrow. All right, so the waves out there, not much at all today, 2-3 feet directly offshore. Will likely stay just like this for tomorrow and into the day on Wednesday as well. So again, near record high temperatures for tomorrow and also for Wednesday. Incredibly humid as well. Dew points up near 60, 65. That's not normal around here in May. It is more normal in July and August, but here we are, right? And some of the storms tomorrow evening could be locally strong around here. All right, so out there for us today, we had lots of clear skies for a bit, but then a couple of clouds rolled in. There have been a few sprinkles across the area. That's a warm front in the area, not a big deal. To the west of us, though, here come storms for tomorrow, likely coming through about this this time tomorrow afternoon and evening. That could give us a couple strong storms in there. And then behind that is the actual cold front. This comes through late on Wednesday evening. That'll cool us off a lot for Thursday and Friday. Like Thursday, high temperatures back near 60 or so. Futurecast shows clouds rolling in overnight tonight. Tomorrow, some showers and storms in the region. Here's tomorrow afternoon. And then overnight tomorrow night, looking at the same thing. Then the front comes through on Wednesday evening. Once this comes through the wind shifts out of the west, northwest, and we are going to cool off around here for several days and bring back some sunshine for us on Thursday afternoon. So rainfall, not a lot. We're talking maybe a tenth of an inch of rain. These are going to be moving incredibly fast for tomorrow into tomorrow night. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, some dense fog out there with low temperatures muggy near 48. For tomorrow, scattered showers and storms in there throughout the afternoon with highs near record highs tomorrow near 87 muggy degrees. Then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows 85 for us on Wednesday, and then Thursday we dry out with cooler temperatures near 62 for a high.
Jeff, thank you so much. We will be right back.
I was barricaded at the Capitol on January 6th. I saw it firsthand. I'm Jordan Wood. We can't go back to a broken system. I can't stand idly by as Trump rips away health care. ICE is terrorizing our streets, and billionaires buy elections. I spent my career defending democracy from election deniers and fighting corporate PACs. We need to take on Trump, beat Paul LePage, and finally deliver Medicare for all. I'm Jordan Wood. I approve this message.
Think you know Robert Charles? Think again. While President Trump was crushing the woke left, DC insider Bob Charles was cashing in, making millions holding lucrative contracts with the woke DEI Never Trump Obama administration. Bob Charles, looking the other way, abandoning the MAGA movement, working for liberal DEI-loving Democrats, failing President Trump. Anything for a buck chuck can't be trusted. Trump traitor Robert Charles, woke, radical, wrong. Just too liberal for Maine.
Let's kick it. The I Love the 90s tour is back, featuring Vanilla Ice, Montel Jordan, Tone Loc, be my queen if you know what I mean. Let's do the wild ride. Color Me Bad, and Young MC. It's the return of the I Love the 90s tour, Friday, May 29th. Cross Insurance Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or the Cross Insurance Center box office. I Love the 90s tour live.
Susan Collins' charade is over. We don't care that you pretend to be remorseful at the start of a new forever war that you chose to let happen. We don't care that you are concerned while we go broke as you sell us out to the president and to the Epstein class, who are engineering the greatest redistribution of wealth from the working class to the ruling class in this nation's history. Symbolic opposition doesn't reopen hospitals. Weak condemnations don't bring back Roe v. Wade. And selling out the same working class voters who've delivered mandate for change after mandate for change is not forgivable. A performative politics that enables the destruction of our way of life is disqualified as a United States Senator. I am running because it is time for change.
I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message.
Last week was National Police Week, and yesterday marked the beginning of National EMS Week. It's a time to honor and celebrate all EMS providers for the oftentimes life-saving care they provide for our communities. In a Facebook post, the Caribou Fire and Ambulance Department said, quote, EMS has evolved tremendously since its founding, and today the ambulance is often viewed as an emergency room on wheels. As medicine and pre-hospital care continue to advance, so do the responsibilities placed upon our providers, all with one shared goal, improving outcomes together, end quote. Northern Light Health, for their part, is jointly recognizing both EMS Week and Mental Health Awareness Month by highlighting the importance of mental health support for all first responders because of the difficult and dangerous job they do. Northern Light Health says their medical transport peer-to-peer support group is open to all staff members who wish to attend the meetings. They also encourage staff to use their free, confidential one-on-one coaching sessions and other stress management tools available through their Employee Assistance Program. Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. Join us for more over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
Tonight, tracking severe storms and possible tornadoes, plus the major rail strike in the Northeast, chaos for hundreds of thousands of commuters, and the war with Iran as gas prices keep rising. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
Who is the real?
No idea. I've spent years, every time I turned around, I was getting her out of trouble.
My mom finds me at vulnerable moments to start really trying to get money and everything she wants from me. She likes to manipulate people.
You know, I wanted to make sure that things went right for her.
Well, she does. She's done it when my father died. She did it when my adopted sister died.
The only time I ever asked her for money when somebody died was her father.
She always comes to me for money when people die. I guess she thinks I'm getting money from it. I don't know.
What am I going to do with her money?
I hope she finds some healing in herself.
I love my daughter. I wish we could get back together.
No.
Hope that it works out in the long run. I like to have a relationship with my daughter.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
The investigation into the catastrophic fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont continued today with multiple agencies on the ground. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Investigators from the State Fire Marshal's Office and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were on the ground in Searsmont, focusing heavily on documenting the scene, preserving evidence, aerial mapping, and witness interviews. They said high winds today posed some challenges, and one ATF investigator actually sustained a minor injury related to the difficult conditions at the scene. The Department of Public Safety says they are working closely with Robbins Lumber administration, and Robbins Lumber has been fully cooperative with their investigation. The Fire Marshal's Office is also continuing to monitor those injured in the incident, and we're learning more tonight